Hey there, crafty friends. Welcome and thank you for joining me. My name is Melissa Miller. I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Southern California. And today we are going to make a card using the Vintage Tools stamp set. Now, I got this quite a while ago and I never did a video on it, and I thought I better do it now because this stamp set is retiring. So if you've had your eye on this, you may want to get it now before it's gone. Our mini catalog and our annual catalog are expiring. They are retiring. So May 1st is the last day that you have to order out of either of these catalogs. And then starting on May 2nd, we have our brand new catalog. I have my copy. I cannot show you the inside yet, unfortunately. This will start May 2nd and go through April of 2024, and it is so exciting. There are so many really neat stamp sets in here. We're going through a whole color refresh, and there's just a ton of stuff in there. If you need a copy of this catalog, please send me an email to handmadehugsbymelissa@gmail.com, and I can get you out a copy of that. I did already place my order, so if you are a regular customer already, you will be getting a copy of that in the mail. But this is a great little card. You can use this for a Father's Day card, for a birthday card, any type of card, and it is just perfect. I loved this, and it was super easy. So if you have your eye on this stamp set, you might want to go get it now. And I encourage you to check out our last chance products. I will put a link to that in the description below, along with all of the items that I am using. So we've got our card panel here, and this is Crumb Cake, and this is our craft kind of color here, the Crumb Cake. So we're going to go ahead and get started. I've got everything all set up in my Stamparatus. The Stamparatus is also retiring, and I actually went in to see if I could put a link to it, and it is already gone. Everybody swooped this up. There are none left in the online store. So that is an unfortunate thing, but if you already have one, it is a wonderful item. I love it. If you can get your hands on one from maybe a friend that has an extra, I highly recommend it because I love having both sides of the platform here to use. So I've got my craft. I've got my Memento Tuxedo Black. We are going to go ahead and ink up our images. I've already got them all set up. And these stamps are very, very detailed. There are a lot of fine lines in there, and I just love that. So let's go ahead and ink that up, get that on our paper here. And we don't need a perfect first impression because we will stamp it again. So I made sure that was way up in the corner. So when I put it back after we color it, it will be in the exact same spot. So let's see, one more time. Let's see what we get here. And that's good for now. So let's go ahead and we will move this off to the side. But you know what? I need to clean that real quick first, just so we don't get ink where we don't want it. Just get these wiped off real quick. All right. And I just used my Stampin' Mist on a rag to clean that off. And so now we are going to go ahead and we are going to color this image. So my panel, 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, that is what I always start with. And we're going to use some of our blends. I've got light cherry cobbler and I've got light smoky slate. So I am going to go ahead and color in the wood handles, where the wood handles would be on our tools here. So let me go ahead and do that. And craft cardstock is very, very porous, so we don't need to press very hard. You can see I kind of went out of the line there. I was in a hurry. We just need to dot the area, because if you can see, that color spreads when we use the alcohol markers. So I am going to bring in my colorless blender. And I am going to move that ink back a little bit. Let's just push it. So if we take our colorless blender, we can actually move that ink and push it back. So that's what we need to do there. And then that should be all right. Because this paper does soak up that ink really, really well. And it kind of moves it where you may not want it. So we're just going to dot the corners here. And then once we get to the bigger areas, we can kind of swipe our ink like that. So what with the new catalog starting, we have a whole color refresh, lots of new exciting colors coming out. I'm so excited for that. And then our last chance items, I will show you a couple here that we are using today that are on the last chance list that are discounted already. So be sure to check out that list online. There's a lot of great items in there. And if there's something in one of those catalogs or on that list, I encourage you to get it sooner rather than later, because things are going fast. Once they're out of stock, they're out of stock. And you will not get another chance to get them. So we're just going to color here. Almost done with our cherry cobbler. And like I said, this can be used for anything. I have no need for a Father's Day card, but you can use this for Father's Day. You can use it for birthday. You can use it for encouragement. You can use it for just about anything. And you can change the colors of the handle to any color you want. Okay, so we are now done with our red, but I wanted to show you. So all my parts here that would be silver, I am going to color in with my light smoky slate. And we're going to do that first because we will also be bringing in our Whisper White Stampin' Up! Watercolor pencils. And these currently are on the last chance list because we are having a color refresh, so they're going to have new ones with different colors. And these are currently discounted. So if you're not real set on specific colors, you can go ahead and pick these up at a discounted price, and it'll be really handy to have similar colors. So if I just do my white on my craft, it looks white. But if I take my white and color it over that alcohol blend, we kind of get more of a silver. So it's like a tarnished silver, and that's what I'm after here for my tools. So I will go ahead and I will color these in. Okay, So there you go. We've got all our parts colored in the light smoky slate. So now let's take our Whisper White pencil and we are just going to go over those areas with our pencil. And they do not have to be perfect because we're going for a tarnished kind of look, a tarnished silver. And so it does not have to be perfect. We're just going to lightly color over those areas. And this is going to look so neat when we're done. Just like that. If you could please give me a thumbs up and like this video, I would appreciate it. I recently hit 1,000 subscribers and I was so excited. If you could please continue to give me thumbs up, leave comments, share with your friends, your other crafty friends, I would appreciate it. And I do read all comments. I don't respond. If you ask me a question, I will most definitely answer it. But if you just leave me a nice comment telling me what you thought of the video, I will just give you a heart. Okay, so now it looks a little muddled. It looks a little blurry because of that pencil over that, but that's okay. Not to worry. We are going to stick this back into our Stamparatus. And we are going to make sure that's up in that corner so it doesn't move. And we want it in the exact same spot that it was when we originally stamped it. But it is a little blurry. You can see that. Not the greatest image. But as soon as we stamp it again, all of those fine lines are going to appear. And it's going to look really, really neat. That was one of the things that I liked so much about this stamp set, that all the detail in it. So let's go ahead and stamp that again. And look at that. I think one more time ought to be good. That is so cool. How those lines just pop. There we go. Oh, I love that. That is so neat. Isn't that pretty? I mean, pretty as tools can be, but the image and the coloring is just perfect. I love that. All right, so let's go ahead and wipe this off again. So now we need to do the same thing we want to get our nails in there. So we're going to do the same thing with our nails. And I've already got that stamp set here. Actually, we need to put that back. And so I've got it set up on the other side of my plate here. We're just going to flip that over and we'll do the same thing. So I'm going to stamp it. I only need to stamp it once because we are going to color it. I'm going to take my light smoky slate, color those with this alcohol marker, and then my pencil again. And there we go. Isn't that cute? I just love that. And you did see that I took the stamp off and I moved it down to the lower portion so I could have some nails down there also. And I did do surgery on this stamp. Let me show you. Don't be afraid to cut up your stamps if they don't fit the project that you're working on. So I did do surgery on this. I didn't want necessarily 4 nails. So when the stamp was whole, it was just a little bit too big for the layout that I had going on. So I just did a little surgery and chopped off that other nail, but I can still use it. I'm not going to get rid of it or anything. I'll just keep it in my stamp case and it'll be there for another project. But it just did not fit my layout here. Okay, so now we need to finish up our card here. I've got my pieces already done, but let me show you what I did. I used the metal plate 3D embossing folder, and I just love this. So I took a piece of silver foil and I put some adhesive sheet on the back. And it kind of helped it from cracking, I think, at least. I know sometimes with these 3D folders, I usually spritz my paper so the paper doesn't crack. But this was a foil and I didn't want to spritz it. So I did put some adhesive sheet on the back of there just to help me when I ran it through the die cut machine. And then I cut 1/2-inch strips. So we will be using a 1/2-inch strip on the top and on the bottom. Let's get this release paper off. And it usually comes off pretty well. It's stuck in those little grooves. But I just thought adhesive sheet would work a little bit better. So we'll just go ahead and line that up on the bottom of our paper. Stick that down. I'm super excited for the new catalog. I hope everyone else is too. Lots of new stuff. Then we'll do the same thing on the other side. I'm just lining that up along the edge. Perfect. And then we can flip this over and we can just trim off those excess pieces. Just like that. And then I've got 2 strips here of our basic black. And these are just 1/8 of an inch thick. And I am just going to take my liquid adhesive and we will put those on there. Just put a really thin layer of glue all the way down that. That's why I love these little bottles. I know I've told you about them before. I just got these at Michael's. Actually, these fatter ones I got on Amazon. But I just put my Tombow in there and it's perfect. So we're just going to line that up right there with our silver foil. And that is just a tad bigger. There we go. Now we'll do the same thing up on the top. Just get that glue, a thin layer of glue on there. We don't need much. It's just a thin little strip. There we go. Put that right up on top. Perfect. That also is just a little bit longer, so let's trim that. Good. And then our sentiments. I brought in my Stampin' Dimensionals, the black, and I just cut off the edge because I like to have a whole strip of dimensional on there when I do little sentiments like this. So let's go ahead and add our sentiments. I did It's Your Day, build in some time for yourself, and I white heat embossed those on black. Let's try to get that nice and centered down there. This was a really quick card. The coloring, I'm going to speed it up a little bit, or I did speed it up a little bit for you, but the coloring took no time at all. Then we're just going to bring that in here. Let me see if that's straight. I think that's straight. I guess I better bring in my ruler just to make sure. There we go. That's good. Right there. And then for my embellishments, I used our Enamel Dot Essentials, and these are also retiring. So if you want to pick these up, you need to do it quickly. The colors on here, we've got, what are they? It doesn't say. Usually they have the colors listed and I'm not seeing it. But I know we've got Crumb Cake, that is probably Night of Navy, and then we've got our white. So let's go ahead and add some of these to our project. And I know guys don't usually like embellishments, but these aren't jewels, these aren't gems, these are just dots. So I thought that worked pretty well. So we will add some of our white dots, just wherever you feel you like them, just randomly. And it looks like I need to get into the other pack because I want another medium. So we'll just add another one over here. We'll put two over here and then our small one. And that's cute. Isn't that cute? So quick and easy. All we have to do now is just add that to our card base. And we are done. Can you believe it? That simple. Let's just put some glue back here. So again, I just want to remind you, make sure you look at that list of last chance products because they are going quickly. Like I said, the Stamparatus is already gone. I had wanted to link to that and it is already gone. So let's see here. We will just get this on there. And that is already done. Perfect. Perfect for Father's Day or a birthday or anything. I know I always need masculine cards. So you can change this up to any color you want. I did a couple samples here. I actually did one in the brown. This is our early espresso paper. And the brown I used to color the handles was our SU300. And my husband actually liked that one better than the red handles. And then I've got another here with the red handles. And I did the heat embossing in silver. And I like it, but it doesn't stand out as enough, I don't think. Not as much as the white heat embossing. So there you go. That's our card for today. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate all the comments and the love, and I will see you next time. Thank you. Bye-bye.